everyone, and welcome to Girl You Know What podcast. This is episode 8, season 3. We're winding it down, y'all, but I am your host, Tahir.
And I'm Keisha.
And so first of all, we're just going to go ahead and we do
have a good week.
Yeah.
Did you have a good week?
Let's see. My week, it was okay. Besides, just dealing with the normal bull crap at work. And, and then we're going to get into our first topic, which really just pissed me off throughout the week. And I shouldn't let it bother me as much as I did, but it was mainly the Negroes out there that were bothering me about this. But anyway, we'll get into that in a second. But how was your week?
It's always hell.
Okay. So there is that.
I mean, one day I will be able to explain it all.
Right.
And I'm not going to call it hell.
Right.
Because God gives me the opportunity to wake up, what they say, life, health, strength, breath in my body, activity of my limbs. So I'm not going to call it hell.
Right.
But one day,
yeah,
I'm going to tell a story.
Yeah.
How I made it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I cannot. You know how you go through stuff and it's just some shit you can't talk about?
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Because it's a lot, and then it'll take you through a whole bunch of different,
And I don't know if I used to be this kind of person. But sometimes I catch glimpses of myself from high school and middle school, and I think back to situations, and I think I used to just be a laughy person all the time. People probably thought I was goofy. I feel like I'm still happy and I'm still laughy, but I feel my former self slipping away. People get on my fucking nerves.
Yeah, it's life.
I used to love, but let me say this. People who are struggling, people who are homeless, people who are without food, I will always have my heart.
Right, yes.
I am always a champion for the downtrodden people. Always.
That's your passion right there.
Mental health, people, I'm always going to stand up for them. I'm always going to try to figure out a way for them.
Right.
But it's you motherfuckers. You're supposed to have pussy.
Those are the ones.
I don't like y'all.
Those are the ones.
And I'm okay to say it. I'm okay to say it.
Yeah.
So too many times, for too many years, I've been the nice person. I've been the kind person.
And people know that. That's what happens.
I was watching something yesterday and a girl said, someone was referring to this person as being difficult. And I said, oh, because, matter of fact, you know what it was? It was Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Okay.
People who watch this know who Destiny is. People know who Melody is. You know Kimmy. You know Letitia.
Right.
Letitia and Kimmy were talking to Destiny. Destiny, of course, has fallen out with Melody. Everybody honestly should fall out with Melody, but that is a whole different topic for a different day.
Right.
So Destiny has fallen out with Melody, and she has fallen out with another girl named Stormy. So Destiny was basically telling them, they were trying to say to Destiny, well, she extended an olive branch to you, so how do we make this right? Destiny said, there's nothing to make right. And they basically were trying to paint a picture that Destiny was a difficult person because she didn't want to make amends with Stormy. And you know what I said to myself? See, what people really want you to do is they want to treat you like shit. They want to apologize. And they want you to go back into a relationship with them, be it friendship, working relationship, what is it called? Romantic relationship. They want you to get back into a relationship with them just like nothing happened before.
Yeah.
So they can then again treat you like shit, apologize, and get you back into a relationship with them.
Yep.
And what she basically was telling them is, there's no reason to have. We don't have anything to discuss. basically she has shown me who she is and I've accepted that.
Mm-hmm.
What more do we need to go back on?
Right.
So you want me to give her another opportunity to act a damn fool?
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all paint me out to be the bad person.
That's how, weren't we just saying that? Then I'm
Child.
the one. And that's how it always goes. It's like when you finally speak up, when you're just like, okay, I've had enough, or you just let them tell them about themselves, basically, then you're the wrong one. You're the mean one.
Or even if I don't tell you about yourself, but I just accept you.
Mm.
I just accept what I'm going to get from you. And I've assessed the situation and said, it's not for me.
Okay.
It's
That.
not for me.
Right.
I choose not to go there with you again.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I choose to move forward without you, some kind of way I've become the bad person.
Right.
I don't like you. I don't like them. I just don't.
I mean, when it gets to that point.
And I've been that.
Yeah.
I've been that. Oh, Keisha will give you another chance.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I ain't her no more.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work real hard for that to be nice.
Yeah.
And what life has taught me is they don't really give a shit if you're nice or not.
No, they don't care. Because they're going to treat you the way that they feel like as they feel like they should treat you, not how you deserve to be treated, but how they see fit to treat you. That's what I've learned too. How they value you.
You know, I like about 5 people.
I mean, the list gets lower. I mean, smaller every like 4 or 5 months. I was gonna say every year, but no, it's like every quarter of the year the list gets smaller.
I like 4 or 5 people.
That's about it.
I tolerate about 10 people.
And this includes family, so it's not.
It does. It does.
It's not just friends and associates. No, this is family too, y'all.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
it's mainly family because that's seriously who you deal with on more.
I
basis.
like about 5 people. I tolerate 10 people.
Yeah.
I love everybody, but I don't like you niggas no more. I just ain't. So if I ain't talked to you in 20 years,
Right.
don't come back this way.
I mean, what we got to talk about?
It ain't the same no more.
No, you're not gonna get the same.
She's not
get the
her.
same Danielle that you got before. You're not gonna.
She's not her.
Nope.
I will say, I feel like I'm a whole ass comedian though. Like I feel like
Hey.
I be saying shit, and I be thinking, bitch, where'd you get these jokes from?
Yeah. Come on now, just be cracking yourself up.
Like who thinks to say shit like that?
Child.
Cause I'll say something, and y'all be laughing, and I'll be like, bitch, I ain't playing no, but okay.
I'll be sitting over here cracking up to myself like I am a fucking fool. I am funny.
Like, funny, okay, but I was serious.
Child, serious as hell.
Girl, so Kanye.
Okay, so let me just say my piece. And then, because like I told you, I had like 2 pages. I mean, I was going, like I was just, to the point where.
Yeah, you go first because mine's is very.
Okay.
I want to pull the black people into the light.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that'll be cool because I want to get into that too. But but I'm not going to go in like I was earlier in the week when I was first pissed. But let me say this: the first thing that really pissed me off, that I realized really pissed me off, was Kanye got me agreeing with Lil Boosie. That pissed me off. Lil Boosie gets on my damn nerves. I like him sometimes, and then he really just takes me there where I'm just like, you are just ignorant. But he had me agreeing with Kanye, and that's when I really was just like, okay, so F Kanye. Then so for people who don't know, if you've been living under a rock, Kanye West had his fashion show, whatever, for his new line of his I was about to say something real terrible. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. His slave clothes, basically, because that's where that's basically what they look like, And
I didn't see it.
And he had, now I didn't see the fashion show. I don't give a shit because I'm not a fan of Kanye. I've been done with Kanye for about a couple years now.
Many moons.
Yeah, many moons. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been really into Kanye. But anyway, so he wore, and he had the people in his fashion show at one point wear a t-shirt that said on the back, "White Lives Matter." And of course, immediately black folks, oh, he's such a troll. He knows how to get people egging them on, basically. And I'm just like, no, y'all are.
You mean like agree? Not. So what do you mean by that? Like
Okay,
they were agreeing with
they
it?
were agreeing with what he was doing. They thought that he was trying to stir the pot, but in a way to piss white people off.
How would that piss white people off?
Exactly. But these are people who are apologists. Like they just want Kanye to everything that black people do that you feel is a troll to white people is not. It's them looking for white acceptance, which is what Kanye does. The only time Kanye has a problem with white people is when they fuck with his money, which is understandable. Then he wants the black people on his side. That's when white people don't care about black people and all that other stuff. He just did it not too long ago. Just a couple weeks, he was calling the Kardashians the KKK. So it's just like, what is it?
Well, he's basically whoever suits him.
Exactly. And that's what people don't realize. And then, not long after, I saw the first post of him with the T-shirt on that said "White Lives Matter" on the back of it. Then there's a picture with him and that bed wench, Candace Owen. Is there Owen?
Her husband is white, isn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she wants to be white too. So yeah. So he had a black shirt on and she had a white shirt on, but they both said the same thing. So they were twinsies. They're good Judies, obviously. They were arm in arm standing there, whatever. They're both Trump supporters, everything like that. So that was, for this whole situation, I mean, nothing else needs to be said. Then a few days later, he gets on and he does an interview of all people with one of the biggest white supremacists, Tucker Carlson from Fox News, where he's basically just pretty much blaming black people for what's going on. And I actually sat down and watched this interview because I wanted to get the final, and I didn't really want to because I don't like to give Fox the views, but I really wanted to see what he had to say and what Tucker Carlson's ignorant ass was going to ask. And of all people, you're going to sit down with him to do an interview about how black people feel about what you're doing. So
how would Kanye know how black people feel?
That part.
Does he talk to any black people?
I mean, no. Mm-mm.
Well, it doesn't feel like he does.
No, he doesn't. No. And so celebrities that were actually at the show, one of them, Jaden Smith, who of course is Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's son, he walked out of the show. When he saw that T-shirt, he immediately walked out. He was done. Other celebrities, even white celebrities, I can't remember the names, so don't quote me, but there were some people from the fashion business. They were actors and everything like that. Even they walked out. They were like, no, And immediately Kanye gets on Twitter and everything and starts calling black people sheep and all this other stuff because, he says Black Lives Matter is a scam and all this other stuff. We're not talking about the organization. There's a difference between the organization and what you're perpetuating.
Yeah.
What Kanye is doing is dangerous.
Yeah.
What he's been doing is dangerous, and that's what people need to realize. Lauryn Hill's daughter, I don't know her name. She was actually,
I saw it.
Yeah, she was in the fashion show, and she basically pretty much echoed what Kanye said. She doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
She's Lauryn Hill's daughter. She ain't got a clue what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So it's dangerous. And that's where I'm at right now with what Kanye is doing. It's not about him being a free thinker anymore. It's not about, we all know he needs help. We all know this and everything like that, but he does not think he needs help. He does not want help. He doesn't care. He came to that fashion show with bloody looking lips. They were so ashy and dry. That tells you how he cares about himself.
Right.
When I saw that close-up picture, I was just like, he had blotchy red spots on his cheek. He just did not look good. He's not okay. But that is not an excuse anymore for me.
It's not.
So that's all I'm going to say about for right now until we get more into the conversation. But that's what I really wanted just to reiterate. It's dangerous. Quit taking up for this man. He does not care. He's the one who doesn't care about black people. He doesn't care. He uses black people when he needs them. So
that's true.
I'm
So I
done.
learned something, which I'm sure everybody who's in mental health knows this. We don't use a DSM-5 anymore. We don't use a DSM
Mm.
to diagnose mental disorders.
Mm-hmm.
Now they use the International Classification of Diseases, ICD.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know I love to tell a motherfucker according to the DSM-5, right?
Okay.
According to the ICD-10, Kanye is a paranoid schizophrenic, and I
Mm.
don't care what anyone says.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's just me. I gotta work on me. I cut people off. I have cut Kanye off so far ago. Um,
Listen.
I can't even tell you the last time I paid any attention to him. Honest, if I'm just being honest,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say the last time. I probably lost most of my interest when he was trying to date Kim Kardashian. It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
It was cute because he really seemed to like her.
He really had like
And
a long time crush on her. He really liked her. That's
yes,
yeah.
and she wasn't as disgusting as she is today. And and the whole family wasn't as disgusting as they are today.
Right.
Kylie looked like her no chin, no lip having ass self.
That part.
This was back in the day. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
probably don't even know what Kylie really looked like.
Okay.
Most people
Or
don't remember.
Chloe. Let's keep it real.
Chloe, y'all don't know the real them. The only person who still looks like themselves is Courtney.
That's it. That's it.
Courtney's the only one who looks like her actual self.
That's it.
Um, Kanye is a schizophrenic,
Mm-hmm.
and his break came. I know that he probably peaked a little later than we tell people, oh, by the age of 22, between no later than 25 is what we say when you would see the psychotic break or when someone would go, you would think that after that they were in the clear.
Mm-hmm.
I think the stressor of his mother dying has definitely pushed him into some. If people would not agree that he is a paranoid schizophrenic,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say he is massive depressive
Mm. Oh yeah.
uh, with some bipolar tendencies
Mm.
because his behavior, like you said, at this point, and his physical appearance gives a lot of cues to where his mental health is.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why when you see clients, when I saw clients, that you would go into their living, like I needed to come into your dwelling
Mm-hmm.
because I can tell a lot by how you upkeep yourself. I can tell a lot by how you keep your place, where your mental status is. We see it on TikTok all the time. When you see people, their homes are disgusting,
Mm.
and they'll tell you that they have depression issues,
Right.
and they go on this cleaning spurt when they come out of their depression.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He gives me those vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a client who sat in his own feces for days,
Mm.
but he is giving me that vibe
Mm-hmm.
that you know he has fallen prey and he has lost his grip on reality.
Yeah.
His grip on reality was his mama.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody watched, was it called Jesus?
Yeah.
If anybody watched that, it was easy to see how he almost, no, not almost, he absolutely did go out into the world, give all his energy off into his work, into
Mm-hmm.
everything that he was doing, and he would always come back to his mother.
Yeah.
And it was like recharging a battery. And
Mm-hmm.
then he would go back out again and go. And when he needed her, she would come. If he was on the road, if he was having a show, she would come to where he was at. He would
Right.
recharge again, and then he would keep going. He has lost his power source,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and his mind is just, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. And I, the one thing that when I do catch a glimpse of like somebody saying he said something crazy, or when I saw that White Lives Matter T-shirt thing, the first thing that pops into my head
What's that?
is like, God, send somebody in his life.
Yeah.
Because he
Yes.
has no one.
He has no
I don't
one.
care how many people he has around him. He has no one who he is actually tapping into.
Mm-hmm.
He needs that in his life.
And then I know
And
you're
he
going to talk
thought
about.
he had it in Chris.
Yeah. Right.
But Chris don't give a fuck about nobody but them
No.
girls.
That's
And I'm gonna
it.
tell you this, no disrespect to you, Chris. And I know people, whatever. Chris give a fuck because she get 20% by now, I'm sure.
That's
It
it.
probably ain't 5 or 10% no more. She
Oh
probably get
no.
20%.
She getting 20. Yeah, she easily getting 20%. Yeah.
So Chris has built a business. And when you threaten that business,
Mm.
she gonna be through with you.
Yep.
Same went with Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
When you threaten the business that she built, she through with you.
Like any business, y'all became liabilities.
Please look at the men that they take in.
Mm-hmm.
Please look at them from white to black.
Right.
They're all broken.
Mm-hmm.
If you really pay attention, here's Lamar, no family, raised by them white people.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Kanye, mother deceased. Scott, on a spiral, both his parents gone.
Mm-hmm.
The dope fiend that Kim Kardashian was just sleeping with.
Oh, Pete Davidson.
Look at these people.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say on the Mac? You a rest haven for hoes. They a rest haven for niggas.
That's it.
From white to black. Cause my grandma say all y'all niggas for real.
Basically, I mean, keep it real.
She say nigga ain't a color.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way you act.
Mm.
She say all them niggas, white niggas, black. She'll tell you in a hot second.
It's the truth.
So look at the men that they take in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, God forgive me, I may sound crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I disqualify a lot of people, black people especially, because we waste our time going back and forth with some black people.
Mm. Yeah, I've learned that.
We waste our time.
Mm-hmm.
We waste our time going back and forth with people who are comfortable being what the hell they are.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to convince people who look like you to appreciate their blackness. If they don't, fuck them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Move on.
Because I used to try that, but I couldn't. Yeah, you can't. It just wastes time and energy, and that's more draining than having to deal with the bullshit that we have to deal with.
Girl, I say okay and keep going.
Mm.
And I just know for myself, I don't fool with you no more.
Right.
So, I mean, it's cool. You obviously don't want to fool with us. What are we doing here?
I mean,
people should stop accepting his invitations.
Right.
The black people who went to his show, stop going.
Stop going.
Don't accept another invitation from him.
Right. And quit talking about, oh, I'm done, but you're not. It's just because it's in the heat of the moment right now, you're done. Yeah. And I'm glad you said something about he doesn't have anyone to lean on, because there have been celebrities that have, his peers that have reached out to him, but he attacks them. Boosie tried to reach out to him, even, separately, aside from all the social media bullshit. And he basically attacked Jews and, went on this.
He just attacked Puffy.
Yeah, and that's where I was going next. Puffy reached out to him, and he wants to go, which, first of all, Kanye ain't going to, fight a flea, so let's just keep it real. But he was talking shit to Kanye, talking about he wanted to meet up and everything like that. And
so what did he say? He said it's all love. It's no... I think he recognizes Kanye needs a brother.
Yeah, like that's what it was.
He does need somebody.
Right. And they're coming at him, even Boosie. And I hate bringing him up. You're never really going to hear me talk about this fool. But he reached out, but it just really shocked me.
But it's in love.
It's in love.
Are really genuinely, black men are genuinely concerned.
Exactly.
When black men saw Will Smith smack Chris Rock,
mm-hmm.
there was a concern that came over, like, what the fuck is going on here? Because it's just some shit black people don't do.
Right.
We know how to conduct ourselves in public.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see certain behaviors from other black people, and especially from black men,
Mm-hmm.
because black women, you bitches be a little ghetto. We be a little ghetto. I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, don't
Y'all
matter.
like to get ghetto.
Don't matter how much money you got.
But black men don't do certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
Not grown black men. I ain't talking about
Exactly.
these little boys.
Right. Not 40, 50-year-old black men.
No. So when you see that, there's a genuine concern that should come from your heart for another man.
Mm.
And it does. And that's what they're trying to do to Kanye. He doesn't care, so they need to just pray and keep going.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, because when he starts talking about, now he's, he used to be picked on and now he's the one blowing up the school. I mean, come on now. I mean, what is going on? I mean, that's, first of all,
Y'all, he is having a psychotic break.
He really is. He truly is.
And that's why you have to stop. If anybody's Twitter needs to be shut down, it's his.
Yes.
His Twitter needs, if he's tweeting those kind of things, his Twitter needs to be closed now.
Right.
And he really needs to seek like professional help.
Mm-hmm. Girl.
He needs to really seek professional help.
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, because like I said, it's not only dangerous for the things that he's doing and the things he's saying are only dangerous for the black community. It's dangerous for him.
Yeah.
So for all y'all who are loving what he's doing and think it's cute and everything, I don't think there's as many people now, but when you're seeing more that he's doing and saying, I think that it's like, okay, something is seriously wrong. But when you see this, don't encourage it. Quit buying his shit. That's because that's what he's doing. He did this in the first place. Well, first of all, we know he doesn't care, but he also did this. Yes, he definitely did this to get attention and to bring attention to it and everything like that. But this isn't that's not the move.
And this is not the way.
No, that's not the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
And in some ways, I get attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is genuinely who he is right now.
Exactly.
Like, I don't even think he's doing it to just get attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's who he is.
And this is what makes me think he's a schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
That little rant that he went on at TMZ that day.
Child.
His behavior recently. Like I said, I don't follow. But even what you just said about blowing up the school, this is the first time I ever heard about that. Like,
he did that in a tweet. Yeah, it was something like that. Shoot up the school, blow. But he put that in there, and I'm pretty sure the tweet is being deleted now.
So it's just like, y'all, it's just something wrong with him.
Yeah.
Just leave him alone. I mean, I would suggest if I was anybody who was dealing with him, leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
Leave him alone.
Yes.
Just. If I was Kim Kardashian, I don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
But for the safety and sanctity of her children, I would petition the court for supervised visits.
Yes. And North was in the fashion show. She had on one of the shirts. Because there's a video with him sitting down he's sitting down, he's taking a video of the people, and that's where Lauryn Hill's daughter was too. They were coming in and they all had on those black shirts. Oh, and this is the other thing. But anyway, North was actually in the fashion show wearing that shirt. But there was like a kids choir that kept saying his mom's name over and over again, like in a chanting way. That was like the musical selection for his show. That's not okay. I mean, I don't believe in stuff like that. Like you can conjure up spirits and things like that. Maybe you can.
I feel like he's has one of those. There was this episode on the first 48.
Uh-huh.
They went into this guy's house.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know which one you're talking about. I know.
First time I ever heard of anybody talk about Santorini.
Uh-huh.
And he had like an altar.
Yeah.
In his closet.
Mm-hmm.
It had like all the like human pee. It was like all kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
He was trying to put like a curse on somebody.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one.
And he makes me feel like he like has a secret place where he's like worshiping her.
Yeah.
Or he's like trying to conjure her.
I think that's really truly what it is. And I hate to say it because I never judge anyone's relationship with a higher power. I never judge anyone how they find their path to, accepting that higher power in their life, whatever you may call that higher power. But I truly believe that him having his church and all that other stuff, I think that has something to do with it too.
What you mean church?
Remember, he had his church like it was like out in Utah somewhere. He had like a real church, like, well, it wasn't a real church, but he had Sunday service like for real. Everyone, and this is when I believe he was still with Kim because she was wearing that shit too. But they would wear like they would wear like all cream.
Oh yeah, they was giving me cult vibes.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was like church. I thought it was just like the choir was just singing.
No, they called it Sunday service. So yeah, he really thought that he was having church out there. And he had, that's when I said, okay, this shit is a cult. I said the same thing. I was just like, But I'd already been done with him by that point, so I didn't really give a shit, but it was still, so.
I just saw it and I was like, oh, this is giving me Jim Jones vibes.
Listen,
but,
that's it, girl, I felt it.
I don't know what y'all out there doing.
Right.
In Utah.
Child. And then, of course, you had people, oh, well, he's just finding his way to, if he
go over there then. Go over there with him.
Go over there with him then. Let's see how that works out for you.
So when he passed the Kool-Aid out, your ass can get upset. Go over there with it.
That part. All of that.
Right over there.
And where were they at? Nowhere near them. Nowhere in Utah.
I'm fucking crazy, like.
I mean, it's a girl.
Y'all don't just look at the history.
I mean,
y'all don't know the cults. Make yourself familiar with cults.
Exactly. There is nothing wrong with going down a rabbit hole on this shit because it all comes full circle. And if you go into, and they have a whole series on cults.
Please make yourself familiar with cults.
And there are black cults. So
he don't even classify for that.
No. I'm just saying, because you'll have people out there say, well, black folks don't do that. Okay. So.
Well, let me tell you this. They gonna get in the cults with the white people.
No, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, let's just keep it 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Child.
Bless his heart, Jesus.
Listen,
bless him, Lord.
That's all we can do right now, But that just
you guys.
He really does. But this was just too far for me, and that's why. Because when I first saw it, I was just like, honestly, my first take was, okay, whatever, Kanye being Kanye. But then when I saw the picture of him and Candace Owens, that's when I was just like, okay, he's doing too much, and y'all think it's cute, y'all think it's funny. Nope. But
they do. They think it's funny.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Child. But anyway, so you brought up Puffy, and us 90s kids know that how Puffy and Mase were, that was like the soundtrack to at least Puffy was a soundtrack throughout high school, but him and Mase, when they got together, I would say like our last maybe 2 to 3 years when they first started getting together and collaborating, that was part of our soundtrack too.
Yeah, middle school too. Puffy. Listen, you new people,
and
this will speak for myself. You new people can feel however y'all want to feel about Puffy. But we don't feel that. I don't feel that way.
I don't feel that way. No.
Puffy wrote the soundtrack to my years.
That's it.
And not just rap. Puffy did Mary's What's the 411?
I mean,
y'all could have said whatever y'all want to say about Andre Harrell. It's just some people, we don't care what y'all think.
Right.
I don't care what y'all think about Puffy. I do not care what y'all think about Jay-Z. I do not care what y'all think or thought about Andre Harrell. And I'm going to tell you this. I really don't care how y'all think about Russell Simmons if you want me to be truthful.
Right.
I don't care about none of that. Like, and again, and I know people about to talk about my ass. Then you're probably about to talk about me. I don't care what y'all think about Bill Cosby either.
Oh, and no, I don't care either. No. I'm with you
now. If this life that I'm living ain't taught me nothing else, when black men raised too high, they gonna knock your ass off the peg.
Oh, we've talked about that. Yeah, they're gonna find the smallest thing and they're gonna take you down.
That is proven. That's proven. They've been doing this shit since Greenwood, Rosewood, every other kind of wood you can think of.
Okay.
They've been doing it. When they see black people get too high, they did it to Dr. King.
Yeah, Malcolm X.
They did it to
Marcus
Brother
Garvey.
Malcolm.
Yep, Marcus Garvey. Same thing.
When they see you get too high, they're gonna bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna bring you down. And see, when they did it to Dr. King, they thought. Now let me be clear. Some of these men I'm naming are not free from some guilt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But because the desired effect that they were looking for was not obtained, they killed them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they thought that they could destroy Dr. King by ruining his marriage.
Right.
That's what they thought.
Mm-hmm. And when that didn't work,
they thought that Coretta, like they thought it would shake him up
mm-hmm.
if they ruined his marriage. And his marriage was ruined. Let's be clear.
Oh yeah.
Now Harry Belafonte said that Coretta never looked the same again. Like she, of course, we all human. Nobody would.
Right.
But it didn't get the desired effect.
They weren't going to give them that because they knew what they were
looking
doing.
for.
Mm-hmm.
That J. Edgar Hoover was looking for.
Yep.
So they killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Same goes for Brother Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
They thought if they could detach him from the nation and separate him from Elijah Muhammad, and like if there would be some kind of rift, that he would lose his power or he would lose his influence.
Mm.
It didn't work. So they killed him.
Right.
Bill Cosby got too high.
Mm-hmm.
He got too high. Because let's be clear, and I'm going to stand on this, and if you was a real 80s baby, you know this for sure. Bitch, they sold Spanish fly in the bathrooms.
Listen.
So he ain't did nothing that
nobody else was doing. It was, I hate to say it, but it was common. That was a common thing.
Common. To us today, it's like, oh, he was giving women, he was slipping the Mickeys. No, bitch. And I'm a little girl. I'm talking about what I seen in the women's bathroom. Because y'all don't know this. They don't do this no more. Not that I don't think they do. But it used to be a machine in the women's bathroom that you could put your quarter in and get a tampon.
Yeah.
And in that same machine, it had two dispensers on the same machine. It would be Spanish fly and tampons.
Ain't that some shit?
Or Spanish fly and condoms. I promise, I'm telling you what I know for certain.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to travel as a little girl. My grandparents, we used to drive to Canada every summer. I'm telling you what I know for sure.
Mm-hmm. So
the fact that they vilified him for some shit that half of them bitches said they willingly took the pill.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody miss that?
No.
They didn't care. Their goal was to get into Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
If we just being honest, Deshaun Watson said he did not want to play for the Texans no more. 2 weeks after he said he didn't want to play for the Texans and he did not want to negotiate his contract, y'all had found 20 women.
Just like that.
That said he assaulted them.
That these sessions were actually arranged by the team, but we don't talk about that. So
he tells y'all, I only know if I think I had 20 massages or I had 20 appointments. That's what he knew because he only went to 20, about 24.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had 60 because the team was making the appointments.
Right.
And what I honestly think they missed an opportunity. I honestly think, well, because they knew it already.
Mm-hmm.
Was to unravel a prostitution ring. Because I feel like you bitches was prostitutes, but you know,
I mean, it's not.
Nobody want to talk about that.
Right. Because then that'll destroy the case.
Workers more than we protect people.
Oh yeah.
But you know,
instead
of talking about protecting sex workers, why y'all don't ever want to help them bitches get out the life?
Right.
Why y'all don't ever want to give them jobs?
Because they don't want to help them. They just want to use them as a pawn.
As a talking piece.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all they're doing is using them as a talking piece.
That's all it is. Nobody
They're
they don't
not
care about
offering
anybody.
them any genuine help.
No, and don't plan on it.
Child, we could talk about this shit all day.
Listen, that could be a whole nother episode, and I'm sure we'll have one on it because we can go on and on.
But now Mase and Puffy got this whole
Lord have mercy.
Mase. First of all, people were sending me that video left and right. And you know what I responded to every person?
What's that?
I can't take him serious with those teeth in his mouth. Like I couldn't focus.
Not the
The
teeth.
teeth was too big. That little, I think he had some grills in.
Yeah, it was something, girl. It was something going on.
I have a hard time getting past stuff like that. When people type stuff and they'll say like, yeah, because that was their paper. And they'll type THERE instead of THEIR.
Mm-hmm.
You lost me. I'm gone. I can't go past those. I can't. I have a hard time getting back on track.
Girl, there have been
That's
times.
What his teeth did to me. I couldn't focus.
Listen, there have been times when I have done a caption and I didn't notice it, like that spell check changed a word or something. And I don't notice it, of course, because, I just go on and post it because I didn't realize spell check changed it. And like, I don't see it again until like somebody likes the picture or likes the video or something, and then I see it. I'm just like so devastated, like, damn it, so I
Or you want to delete the whole thing.
Delete the whole thing and start over.
Whatever. I hate that on Instagram you can't go back in and edit.
Yeah, that's what I'm mainly talking about. Yeah.
Yep,
yeah, because on Facebook you can, but Instagram
you can edit. But if you mess up on Instagram, baby, you got to delete that.
Yeah, you got to delete and start over. Yeah. But
Girl,
anyway,
that little argument.
Child, look.
Mama got the receipts. They said we should say your mama's name.
This is what I told.
Child, Puffy came at Mase.
I remember we talked about this, and I told you how Ronnie was like, "Oh, Mase said his pen did this, and his pen." Mase, all these years you ain't got you no money. You ain't found another outlet to get you $1.
I mean, listen. I mean, he thought he was going to be this mega preacher because he was Mason Betha, and it did not happen. So, I mean, no one took you seriously as that.
So that still shows me that you wasn't even serious about the gospel.
He wasn't serious about it. That's why no one took him seriously, because he could have really transcended that. He could
if your heart was right.
Exactly. Thank you.
But it wasn't.
Mm-mm. It was in it for the money.
You was faking that you like you were saved, and you weren't.
And then in the middle of that, you come back and you try to release an album cussing and everything and talking about women and stuff like that. And then that didn't work out. So you go back into the Lord. Ain't nobody got time for that back and forth shit. Ain't nobody got time for
now
that.
Now you running around here 50 with gold fronts. Or platinum fronts. Whatever that stuff was in his mouth, I was like, Mase.
Oh, shit.
Mase, what is it you want?
I mean, look. This is my thing. Just let it go. Puffy saying Mase owes him $3 million or whatever. Mase is saying Puffy owes him $3 million. Just let it go. First of all, you're not going to get no money from Puffy. Let's just keep it real. I mean, Puffy sat up there and said with a straight face in that interview with Charlamagne and them that he does not rip off his artists, which we know that's a lie. I mean, it's been documented. It's been proven over and over again, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day.
And I got to really look into that, because we know that contracts then.
Oh, it's the contracts.
Not what contracts are now.
Right. It was definitely in the contracts to where he got a certain amount, or the record label, quote unquote, the record label got a certain amount. It was like that LaFace stuff, like where,
I'm gonna tell y'all this, because y'all came over here broke and penniless.
Exactly.
All you have is talent. Basically, I could have put anybody in your space who could sing.
And they knew that, so they signed that contract. Yeah.
Yes, so if we doing the production, the company is footing the bill for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta pay that back, my
Yeah. They're called advances for a reason.
Like, you got to pay that back.
They'll give
I don't understand what y'all fussing about.
Yeah. I mean, they'll give you a $2 million advance, and like how they did Tony Braxton. You can get your hair done. You could do this, that, and third, and the other. But when you start bringing in the money, oh, we're taking that money back.
We got to take that back.
Yeah, because it's
We
an
basically
advance.
just gave you a loan.
That's what it is. It's a loan. An advance on your contract is a loan.
That's all we just did is gave you a loan.
And if it says in that
you wouldn't have been able to get nowhere else.
Child, listen. And if the contract is really shady, it's going to say not only do you owe us what we gave you in advance, we're going to add some fees and some percentages onto that as well. So you really, but like you said, so many people come in without any money. They're broke already, and they get this big break. You're on this record label and everything like that.
And you have no talent.
No talent.
You can't do your own makeup. Like I think that one girl, what's her name, Meg Thee Stallion.
Mm-hmm.
That one girl. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean it like that. I think she do her own makeup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you don't come in with any skill. Just you just sitting here.
Yeah. You don't come in with an attorney. And then you want to get an attorney later on when you don't have any money, and that attorney's going to be like, okay, and if you do win, that attorney's going to take all the money. And you still ain't going to have nothing. Exactly. So it's just like, go in smart. But I really wonder how these contracts are now, because back then they were really shady, obviously, and people they were shady. Some of them were shady, but it was still like all you had to do was read or get a professional, like an attorney or someone in there who would have your best interest.
It's not just the contracts though, Danielle, but what I think is a difference. People are making more money off of live shows than they used to.
Oh yeah,
that is where we see the new artists making the most money.
I mean,
because remember, Method Man talked about that. Like, how are these niggas flying in private jets and planes? Like, how is this taking place? And we was like struggling on tour buses,
right? Yeah, the ticket prices are ridiculous now.
Yeah, ticket prices are crazy, and people are paying it.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about people like you see on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. These people, these younger people joking around talking about, well, I guess this ain't getting paid now because so and so's going on tour. No, they're serious, because some of these tickets are at least 2 months' rent.
Yeah,
and it's ridiculous. Yeah,
and the real ballers is like flying to other countries going to shows. Cause it was a girl, Kiana Watson. She was on Ladies Who List Atlanta on the OWN network. Her and her husband and their friends went to see the Beyonce and Jay-Z concert in Paris.
See what I'm saying?
I mean, the real ballers is paying.
Yeah, they're going international, honey.
So, I mean,
the rest of y'all are seeing it here. Right, yeah. I mean, well, and it's not even just the newer artists. I mean, they said Mary J. Blige tickets were going for like $500.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
But she gonna get it too.
She gonna get it because she's married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's where the real difference. I don't even think the difference is really in the contract, because remember, we saw that guy complaining about the streaming, because most people are streaming. They're not buying.
Right. Yeah, it's a difference. Anymore. Yeah.
So, the streaming is not even necessarily bringing the money that people will want it to bring.
So you got to tour.
So you have to tour and tour hard.
And it's also, I mean, old school tours have been going around forever. Even, when the people who are on these old school tours now, when they were new artists, there were people before them that were still touring. Touring doesn't stop just because you're not releasing any new music, or even if you release some new music here and there. But that's another reason why you see all these groups like Drew Hill and In Vogue and New Edition. I mean, New Edition never stops touring. Even if it's 3 of them, they're going to be on a New Edition tour.
Every time.
Listen,
heartbreak,
baby, listen, and it will never get old, honey. Let me tell you. But that's why we see now, and I mean, it's old school now. Let's keep it real. It's our generation, but they're old school. They're considered old school now. That's why you see these groups from the 80s or artists from the 80s and 90s out here touring.
To the New Edition tour.
Hell yeah!
Brittany and her husband went to, where was the tour? Where did New Edition come? I think New Edition might have came to Columbus.
They did.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, they came.
I think they came to one of Cincinnati. And do y'all realize how much money they generate for the cities that they go to. Like
Exactly.
the
Yes.
tour money, that's where the money is touring.
Hmm. Because people are going to go see them. Like, like for me, I'm not going to go see shit, I can't even think of. Like, I mean, I like Meg Thee Stallion, but I'm not going to go see her in concert. I'm not going to see any of these new, like, I'm
I
not
have
going.
no comment.
Okay, go ahead.
I said I have no comment.
Oh, no comment. Okay, I thought you said you had one comment.
I have zero comment. You know
But
what I started? What I was thinking about Danielle the other day.
what's that?
I don't know. I don't like none of these girl rappers.
You know what?
I don't listen to girl rap at all.
And I hate this. Like, if I had to choose one, it would be Meg. But I'm not like
Yeah,
a
she
fan
can rap.
because she can actually rap. That's the thing. I might not get into what she's rapping about, but girlfriend
I
can
don't
rap.
want to talk about your cuckoo all the
Yeah,
time.
I mean, that's where you lose me. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it is what it is. But what and this is, this is the petty side of me. Everybody knows me, knows I love some shade. I love some, but I think I really am supporting, maybe not financially, but I will stream a song here and there. But I really do like supporting like Cardi and Megan because they piss Nicki off. I'm sorry. That's just where I'm at with it, Yeah.
I mean, so let me see. I don't like none of them because I feel like, and I got to get to the bottom of this statement. But is it true that Cardi B said black women was roaches? She called black girls roaches?
I don't think she called, from what I understand. Yeah, and I'm still side eyeing that, but I don't know the exact details, and I'm sure people who are listening can correct me if I'm wrong. But from what I am understanding, she called one particular black girl a roach, but they were having beef. So I don't think it
Who she called,
was.
like a rapper?
No, I don't know if it was.
Oh, just like a girl she was arguing
I
with.
think so. I think it was. And I think
Oh,
she just called. Yeah, I don't think that she called all black women roaches.
okay.
Yeah, because you would have seen that tweet go around,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So
But,
I feel like I remember it from like some years ago when it happened, but
mm-hmm.
then somebody was like recently showing something about her and was like, but this the girl who y'all be following and she called black women this and
Yeah, well, that's
this
always
is
going to come up
black
because of
women.
colorism's not going anywhere. So that's where it is probably a Nikki Stan who's doing. I mean, I hate to say it, but and I could be wrong. Trust me, I could be wrong. But from what I remember and from what I heard, it was just one person. Not saying that that's right, but when you're in battle, I mean, you battle. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I mean, it's just
We
like
know real beef. So
exactly. So we know that.
we know real rap beef, so
And let's keep it real. She's, a girl from the Bronx. So she's not, she's not going to, she's been in the stripper world, all that stuff. She's not no slouch. So that mouth is probably very fierce. We know, well, obviously
I
we
don't
know it
want her to
is.
leave JT and Carisha alone though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let them do their
Because
thing.
these two communities don't need to be beefing.
But, okay, speaking of Carisha, do you think, so I saw a tweet going around where they said that they think, because, she got like at the BET Hip Hop Awards, which I didn't even know were still a thing, but she got like best. It was almost like a award for like digital, like someone who would have a podcast or a talk show or something.
Oh, they like that show.
Yeah, people like the show, but they said it's so new. They're trying to say that they think Puffy paid for that award for her.
No,
I don't think so either. Because,
who else is she going up against?
That's what
who
I was
else
saying. I don't know who else was in the category. I just saw her. But yeah, I was just like, I think
mean,
that's stretching
if I
it.
think about, I gotta look up what the category was because if I think about, was it best new podcast?
I don't know. I don't know if it was just like overall.
Best podcast overall.
It wasn't that. I know that now. I know they didn't use the word podcast, so I think it was more general. Like it was like more.
Well, I would have to say yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like you said,
she has
people
had the freshest guests.
Listen, people talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's funny.
Everybody loved her. Everybody loved her, even on what's it on her like Instagram lives and stuff.
Yeah,
like Carisha is honestly very popular on the digital platform.
She is. Now, she did catch some flack for saying that, or somebody, no, she didn't say it. I think she agreed to, like she liked it, the comment, or maybe she commented back, but she did say that somebody in her comment said that she's the next Black Oprah. And
Oh
so
yeah, she was joking about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Well,
joking
yeah, of
about that.
course she knows
Yeah.
she can. But I mean, ain't we supposed to say we the best?
I mean, why
I
not go
really
for?
don't like for people to really talk highly of themselves.
Well, you know what? This is the thing. When and black folks do it to other black folks. When you start feeling yourself a little bit too much, the jealousy and the hate comes in, and I mean, you're not going. People are going to try to bring you down any kind of way. So,
Yeah,
I mean, she's popping right now with that show.
yeah, that sounds good.
she has her own career, and her and Puffy are in this situationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Y'all,
let it
y'all,
go.
I don't know. Look, if I was hot and thought and trodden, I'd be trying to get Puffy too. I don't
I
know what y'all
mean,
talking about. I don't necessarily
let's
know
let's just
what
talk about
are
it.
people. What are people? So if y'all think she shouldn't be dating Puffy, I'm curious about who. Jay-Z got a line. He said, "What that girl say when she jumped in this car? I played my cards right, and look, I got the ace."
That part.
She got the ace.
I mean, and are we surprised? Because if it wasn't her, it'd be somebody else, which I'm sure there obviously is someone else. Because
Y'all want her to be dating.
I mean, listen.
Y'all want her to be with a nigga like Uzi. The Uzi. Lil Vert. What's his name?
Little
Vert.
Uzi Vert.
That's what y'all want her to be. Do
Child,
y'all see her?
she knows what she's doing.
She supposed to get exactly what she got.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all listen. We gotta stop hating on the cute girls.
Exactly.
I want the cute girls to get all the top notch. I want to get all of them.
And I mean, he's a 50-some-year-old. He's in his early 50s. I'm sure she's in her 20s still. So I mean, that's about right. That's about the age difference that that they go for. So yeah, I mean, what's the difference?
Because if you want to keep buying me Bentleys or whatever that crazy bought her, if you want to keep buying me stuff and giving me money and let me shoot my podcast in your house,
that's it.
Baby, do it.
Oh, we good. We good. Yeah. Because she's getting what she wants out of it, and I think that's what's really pissing people off because she's
that's
getting
what's making people mad.
Yeah,
let her be taken care of.
Right.
Why is it bad?
Right.
Because y'all old asses can't get it.
That's
y'all want him to be. See, y'all really got to focus off. So y'all 50 or 40, and y'all want him to be looking at y'all.
Child, listen,
you need to be looking at somebody 65.
Baby, listen, because I mean, I'll be 43 in a couple months, and I'm ready to be kept. I'm tired of working, so if that shit can happen, I'd be down for it so I can sit up here and do what I want to do. So I ain't mad at her. If she's getting that in her 20s, but still having her career and doing what the hell she wants to do, work it out.
I love it.
I'm here for it.
Y'all just done I know I crack a lot of jokes and stuff. Right. I ain't got a hating ass bone in my body.
Never.
When I see somebody like this, and I'll be like, yes.
But you know what?
Yes.
And here's the thing about that. I would say something shady or, whatever.
Say it.
And, I mean, people would be like, oh, that's mean. Or, or they would try to, justify what I posted. Not justify what I posted, but who I posted about as to why they're doing this. I'm like, see, this is why a lot of y'all talk about shade and, you just want to use it because you think you know what it is, but you don't know what it is. Watch Paris is Burning. Listen to the legendary late Dorian Corey, and he will give you an entire lesson, a quick, brief lesson on what shade is and what reading is. It's not what y'all think. It's not. It can be mean-spirited, but I shade my family. I shade my friends. I read my family. I read my friends. They read me. They shade me. It is what it is. So for people who think that just because, I remember at the, I think it was at the BET Awards last year when Puffy was being honored or something he was up there and Carisha had that damn sign up for him.
Oh, yeah.
Baby, I had a field day with that one, but I was like, support your man, girl. But I was being shady, so, but it's just but I was like, hey, support your man.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it.
What I have said 1,000. Oh, get it, girl. Get your old man.
That's it. Do what you got to do. I mean,
y'all better start checking for the old men with the pensions. That's what's really wrong.
That's
y'all
it
looking
right
in
there.
the wrong direction.
Completely. Y'all be up here.
Too busy looking beside you,
child.
And you think the dudes who we went to high school with supposed to be acting right. Girl, please
If you
go a little
saw,
higher.
girl, I'm in my office with my door shut, and I looked at the door like when you said that. I just turned my
Y'all need
head.
to go for 52. Don't be scared.
Ain't
Go
nothing
for
wrong with it.
55.
Ain't no
Don't be scared.
look. 50 ain't what it used to be, and even if not that, your old ass is in your 40s, so don't even worry about it.
Get you a 60-year-old.
I mean, I
Don't be
mean,
scared. Go.
yeah.
Go, girl. Go.
Yeah, don't be out here trying to be a cougar because then you're gonna get got and then
Oh
you're
my
gonna
God,
get
don't do that.
it's not what it's cracked up to be.
Don't do that. Now that right there is what you don't want to do.
Don't
If
do
you
it.
is a woman,
Mm-hmm.
do not be out here with no young boys.
Right. Now, if you're looking for a good time, that's one thing. If you just want a good time, then a
But
little.
do not be out
But don't be in
here.
here looking for a relationship with no 20-year-old man and you in your 40s and 50s. Don't do it. Mm-mm. And not even
Unless you want them
30s.
old women that think you young.
That's it.
But if you 40 and you think you young, go on out there and get you a little D boy that's 27, 25. Be careful though.
Be careful.
Make sure you got some protection.
Okay, and don't let him do certain things out your house. I'm just saying.
Girl, don't let him come to your house.
That's it.
You him at the hotel.
Meet at the hotel.
And don't you go to that spy house. Rules when you start messing with them young boys.
Baby, listen, don't think it's all fun and games because you're going to get caught up real quick, honey.
He gonna put them quick pumps on you and then you gonna be in damn trouble.
That's it. Child.
Don't do that.
What? I wasn't ready for the conversation to take that turn, but it did and it needed to.
Don't let him put them pumps on you, baby, because it's gonna.
Honey,
You don't want to get caught out there in that life.
baby, because that's what it is. That's what it is. They put it on you, and that's it. Just like this one YouTuber I watched, he was talking about this lady who she's supposed to be divorcing her younger man. Who she got his teeth fixed and all this. It sounded like Delivers from Eva. It sounded like that. That Bobby Brown and Wendy Raquel.
Yeah.
It sounded like that. So I don't even know if it's true, like if she was really being for real, but because it was basically the same thing, but she's supposed to be divorcing him again. And like he said, he was like, girl, he was like, he went from living in your car, which I did not know that because she was still living with her parents. And yeah, so he wasn't allowed at the house. So he was living in her car and then they ended up getting married. So, but anyway, but like he said, he was like, so how did somebody go from living in your car to you marrying him that quick? And he said, Juicy got you crazy. And I fell out because I was like, that's it. That's the new, that's it. Juicy got you. Look that song up and listen to the lyrics. Juicy got you crazy.
But see, we don't talk about that. We're going to have a next season, like an age conversation.
Yeah, seriously.
I know people don't like to talk about what you should and should not do at a certain age,
right.
or how you should conduct yourself, but I know you believe that you can do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm only telling y'all what I have heard men say.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't nothing that I done made up or my opinion. I'm telling you from the mouths of men.
Right.
They don't want your old ass. I'm just telling you. They want when you hear them speak about it, it's the lifestyle that you give them. It's the sex that you give them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the caretaking, almost like you're a mother.
A stability, yeah.
That's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really in love with the person that you are, or they don't have the same desire to cater to you like they would a different woman.
Mm-hmm.
When you are older and he is younger, he likes the lifestyle, like you said, the stability that you provide.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, oh man, I think she is so beautiful.
Right.
I just think she is this, and I think nah, she be cooking good, and man, I tell you, her sex drive. That's the kind of shit they say when y'all ain't looking.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let that conversation be about you.
Right.
Don't do that. But I'm learning you can't have certain conversations with women because then you become a hater.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I had this whole conversation with for somebody a couple days ago, like, look, I can say this, and we need to talk about this really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So the person was basically talking about women. It was a man.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically saying that, talking about women correcting men, or
Mm.
like if a man says something wrong, and she has like says, "Oh, you meant this," or that's not what that's called. It's this. Um, that she shouldn't use such big words,
Oh.
and she should come down. And it gave my soul so much peace to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason it did is because what you have said this about me on this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and it really confirmed for me, like, thank you, God. I don't fucking correct people. And when that person was talking, I was thinking to myself, thank you, Jesus. And that Lord, you're telling me I'm on the right path. Because that is why I don't correct people. And I damn sure don't correct men.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Because
yeah.
secretly deep down inside, they feel like you're bashing them
Mm-hmm.
if you correct them. I don't give a damn how soft you say it. I'll let it go. I say, oh, okay.
And let me see. I will say this: the male ego is, and this is no shade. This is just the truth. Especially the black male ego is very fragile, and we have to. And I'm not saying that in a bad way at all. But
No, you're right.
they
No,
deal
you're
with
right.
so much outside that they don't want to hear that. They don't want to be feel like they're being belittled or anything like that, especially from a black woman.
And you
That's
know what a friend of mine said, and he's a black man, he's a husband, he's a father.
mm-hmm.
He said, Keisha, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. He said, black man, he said, we not bettering ourselves.
Mm.
He said, we're not. He said, we're not doing shit to better ourselves. When it comes to taking classes, to learn about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
to like grow ourselves, to move ourselves forward, to better our communication. He said, we not doing none of that shit.
Right.
And I have had to tell men around me, like, this is why women don't want to date anymore.
Mm.
And if you pay attention, I said, if you really, we all see podcasts coming down our timelines
Mm-hmm.
every day, 5
Right.
different podcasts a day.
Right.
But if you really pay attention to the men podcasts, the male driven podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you that 9 times out of 10, they're talking about women.
Oh yeah.
They're talking about what women aren't doing. They're talking about what women should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the women's podcasts, 9 times out of 10, they're telling women how to better themselves.
Mm.
And this is where the disconnect lies.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I try to explain to like all the men around me, any men that I come in contact with, is that women are not dating, but if you pay attention, we're also not bashing you because we're not dating.
Right.
We're just taking care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You all, on the other hand, are so upset, and like you just said, their egos are so fragile
Mm-hmm.
that they are constantly bashing us because we've just made a decision to say we just prefer not to date.
Right.
We just prefer not to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And it's really sad.
It is.
I don't even know if they recognize that they're doing it. And I don't know if they come across female podcasts where they notice that women are really talking to women about being better emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
about, being better, furthering your education, like getting therapy,
Right. It's
doing
not.
self-care.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like trying to, bash men or say,
No,
I can do bad by myself, things. It's not that type of,
no.
mentality that goes on. It's just like, and see, this is the thing. People don't realize that you have to take care of yourself first. If
Mhm.
you can't bring, your, I can't think of the word that I'm trying to use, but your, you know, who you feel that you need to be,
All right.
You can't bring that into a relationship because it's
Right.
just it's a recipe for disaster.
Exactly.
You know, and it goes both ways. It's both, you know, men, women, 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 you know, whoever you choose to date. You
Exactly.
can't bring your, you had to bring your authentic self,
Absolutely.
you know. And so if I'm working on myself and I choose not to date during that time while I'm working on myself, it's not a slight towards you.
It has nothing to do with
Yeah. And I think people take that personally, you know, because you want to automatically
Yep.
say, oh, well, you what, you don't like men no more, you into women, you know,
Yep.
that's like an insult,
Yep.
you know, or you know, oh, you one of them, you know, strong black women,
Like
like
your
that's an
man.
insult. Yeah, you one of them man hating women, you know, stuff
Yep.
like that. And it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's not about you.
And I can't stress this enough, and because you just brought it up, please be whatever you're asking for.
Thank you. Listen.
If you're asking for someone to be a listener, and you want someone to be affectionate,
Mm-hmm.
and you want someone to be loving, you should be those things.
Exactly.
Work on being that first,
Mm.
and I promise you it'll come to you.
Listen.
I promise you that what you put out, you will get back.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you.
Yeah.
You've never seen somebody put a corn seed in the ground and grow a pineapple.
Exactly.
I promise you.
Girl.
Put good into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
If you sow that seed, it's going to come back to you.
Right.
And we got to really work on that.
Mm-hmm.
We're too busy telling people what they're not doing
Mm-hmm.
instead of saying, how can I do better?
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at what you're doing, honestly.
Because so many people look for validation from others and they feel like that they need that validation or they need some, just like that's why people go from back to relationships. That's why people go from relationship to relationship without trying to figure out themselves, and you're wondering why this relationship isn't working and then the next one doesn't work.
It's
And
you.
yeah.
I'll be the first one to tell you, and I don't give a damn who get mad at me. It's you.
Mm-hmm.
It's you.
Yeah. But when you don't see it that way, it's everybody else. You know.
Only two. Now look. What did they say? God rest her soul. One of them comedians said that about Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody keeps saying you smoke crack.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen.
Listen.
You is a crackhead.
Mm-hmm.
What you talking about?
Exactly.
You can't be in 7 different relationships and marriages and keep saying it's them. No, sir. That's you. No, sir. You the problem. You just ain't figured out you the problem yet.
Right. And at what age do you realize that you're the problem? That's another topic for another day too. It's just like when, and we could talk about that when we talk about age.
I don't think they listen. I could talk about that for the entire show.
Baby.
I don't think people know. My grandmother tells me this, and this gives me peace, because when you deal with people who are, who may be older than you, who you see and they don't quite get it.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother always say, everybody don't get it at the same time.
No, and that's very true.
Everybody just don't get it at the same time.
No.
Because it is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That question will give you pause for the rest of your life.
Right.
Because I think we have an expectation. We see it with parents. We see it with aunties. We see it with uncles, where we have an expectation that we say, you 70. Why are you still acting like that?
Mm-hmm.
But that's them.
Yeah.
Well, it's nothing we can do to make them do or be any better.
Mm-hmm.
Love them and keep going.
That's all you can do.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we did.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. Now, next week we are going to talk about, because this is one topic that I think that we both can just go in basically the whole episode. But next week we're going to talk about basically what defines an icon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're going to talk.
Let me get my list.
Get it together, girl, because we wanted to talk about it this week, but as time went on, I was thinking about it, and I said, this needs to
Let me get my list, because it's a lot of icons, and we need to put them in genres.
And we need to put them in genres, but we also need to focus too on, and yeah, we're giving y'all a little preview, but we also need to focus on the word icon being flown around too freely.
Oh,
and,
Lord.
and I think
Oh,
we may start it out with that to get that out the way. Then we'll get into the good stuff. But that's for next week.
come back for next week's shenanigans.
Yes. Because we wanted to talk about this episode, but it was just,
Yeah, yeah.
but
But
you know how we
I think
do.
it's like a full episode
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah,
people
yeah.
need to. And I think sometimes, yeah, we're gonna talk about it because I really think we need to like really, like you said, break it down what it
Hmm.
is.
Yeah.
Because some people have done iconic things.
Yes, definitely.
Think about the one hit wonders. Oh yeah, I'm
Hmm.
gonna get my list.
Oh, yeah, get it together, girl, because, this is going
Okay,
to be a
well you
good
guys
one.
know where to find us.
Hmm.
We've said it 1,000 times. You know where to go.
Right. You just go to our bios at Wellness and Women at DannieBSpeaks, and it will take you to
Everywhere.
everywhere. So that's our show for this week, episode 8. We're winding down. We're going to be doing 10 episodes this season. So next
More
week,
or less.
just come back and check us out next week, y'all.
All righty.
All right. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye.